On any given weekend, there are countless things to do in Boston. This weekend, for example, the Coolidge Corner Theater is screening the 1989 indie film Mystery Train, and the ART is presenting its perennial favorite, The Donkey Show. Here's the catch, though. Both of those activities wrap up well after midnight, and until now, getting home on public transportation was not an option. That changes this weekend as the MBTA launches a pilot program keeping the T running until 3 a.m. Here to talk more about the late-night service is Richard Davey. He's Secretary of the State Department of Transportation. Welcome back to Greater Boston,
Thank
Mr.
you for
Secretary.
I appreciate it.
Let me ask you, first of all, are you ready to do this?
We're ready. We've actually did a dry run last weekend. We've hired up a number of employees, so we're ready to go. We're very excited.
How will you measure success progressively as you implement this late night?
Yes, I think a few things. Certainly, as you said, some of those late night activities we'll hear from restaurant owners and other folks, obviously our customers themselves. I don't think we'll be doing a specific passenger count if X number of people show up or Y. Whether or not it's successful, but we're going to be measuring it. It's a year pilot program, and so we'll have a chance to see what folks think.
Are there some special facets of the program about which you want to remind riders?
Sure. So a few things is, one, that this is not going to be commuter rail and not much of our bus system. It's going to be our subway system, red, orange, blue, and green line, and our top 15 subway routes. So we encourage folks, if that doesn't mean anything to you, to check our website, mbta.com. We'll be running it till about 3 a.m. But again, it depends on where you're going to pick the ride up. It could be 2:30. So again, check our website to be sure. But the bottom line is we'll be open later on Friday and Saturday nights for folks to not only enjoy themselves, but for also some workers to get home too.
Let me cut to the chase since you mentioned this doesn't affect commuter rail. Commuter rail may bear what seems to be the highest burden of the fare increases that will subsidize this. $17 is proposed for a monthly T-Pass, a $17 hike. Why is that?
Well, what we talked about last year when we put forward our transportation proposal was we had to raise MBTA fares by 5% every 2 years, and we're proceeding with that. The fare hike actually really doesn't have anything to do with subsidizing late-night T service. We've got some corporate sponsorships and a few other one-time revenue sources they're going to be able to allow us to do the pilot. But we've been honest with folks that, you know, the T, I think, in times has not raised fares, and then a couple of years ago we were out raising fares by 35%. So giving folks, our customers, a real sense of, I think, consistency, 5% every other year, is something we're going to proceed with.
Of course, you're limited by the legislature in terms of the percentage that you can raise the fares every so often. Is there any chance that these proposed fare hikes might be scaled back after public hearings?
I would say probably not. I think we really tried to listen to our customers the last time around. We had a robust public process a couple of years ago where we proposed cuts in service too. This is much more modest. For the average subway rider, you're talking about an extra dime. Right. You know, same for the bus, a dime. Once you get to those monthly passes, then it can be, your point, you know, the $15, $17 range. But we still think the ride is, you know, the T is the best way to get around town, and I think you'll see that, particularly in the late night service, where we're competing with more expensive modes of transportation, cabs and others. So I still think it's the best deal in town.
Just another quick point on funding or subsidies. How are you doing in terms of corporate contributions?
Good. I mean, we have between cash and in-kind donations and guaranteed advertising over $1 million in sponsorships with big brands like, you know, Dunkin' Donuts, the Red Sox, the Boston Globe. So we're excited about that. Those opportunities in the future for others to contribute. There's actually also some folks that are doing some crowdsourcing too. So the public is actually contributing a little bit as well. So we're excited about what can be.
Very good. There are two safety questions I'd like to ask you. One is how safe should people feel when they're riding the T later at night? I think that's, you know, although many good things happen after 10, there's an old saying that nothing good happens after 10.
After 10, after midnight, some people after 2 a.m., depending on where you are. No, look, interestingly enough, right now, most crime happens on the T between about 3 and 6 in the afternoon for a whole variety of reasons. So we will have transit police out. We're working with the City of Boston. I think as you've covered and others, we have a significant amount of cameras out now in our system. So even though I think the reporting is up in the media in terms of crime, it's because we have the video, we're asking the media to help us. We've solved a lot of crimes as a result. So no, folks should feel safe. And if they don't, call T-Police, 222-1212. Let us know what's going on. But there'll be a significant police presence out there, and we've got great officers in transit police.
If this turns out to be the smashing success the governor says it will be, what are the chances that you'll extend service even later?
Probably unlikely because for a few reasons. One is we still need to do some maintenance at night. So, for example, we're only doing it on the weekends because we need the 5 extra days between midnight and 5 a.m. to do maintenance. Obviously, it can be a real strain on our employees as well, so we want to be careful about that. But I think we'll be open-minded.
How about the number of days? Can you extend it the number of days, do you think?
That would be, I think, very challenging. Again, given we're talking about a subway system that opened in 1897.
Maintenance being the issue.
Yeah, and like New York, where folks say, well, aren't we more like New York? They have usually 4 tracks in a number of places, express trains and locals. We don't have that. We can only run, obviously, in the 2 tracks that we have. But again, if we're able to accomplish good things with this service, we'll certainly take a look at it and see if we maybe add more bus routes, maybe commuter rail in the future. I think there's some opportunities there.
Secretary Richard Davey, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, as always.